If you are performing stretching exercises to increase your height, you will notice that your height gains in the torso are normally transient. Prolonged sitting or standing postures greatly contribute to reduced height in the torso due to the fact that increased trunk loading results in reduced spinal discs. People spend about 61% of time either standing or sitting in the work and home environment, and during this time, we lose some height in the torso. This video will illustrate the 5 scientifically proven exercises and techniques that you can utilize to not only recover your torso height loss during prolonged sitting and standing postures, but also potentially increase your spine height. The first exercise is called the sustained standing torso extension. To perform this exercise, first, extend the trunk to push the pelvis forward from the resting standing position. Extend your trunk as much as possible slowly in 4 seconds. Maintain the maximum extended position for 10 seconds. Next, return to the standing position slowly in 4 seconds and sustain the standing position for 10 seconds after the exercise. Repeat this exercise at least 5 times. Execute this exercise several times during the day, especially when you feel lower back pain or after sitting and standing for long periods. When 30 participants, who included 18 women with a mean age of 53 years, were studied while performing the sustained torso extension exercise, execution of this exercise during the first session resulted in spinal height increase or spinal growth of approximately 4.5 mm, while the second session, which was performed 2 weeks following the first session, resulted in spinal growth of approximately 2 mm. People with lower back pain could as well use such postures and movements to alleviate their lower back pain while at the same time increasing the spine height lost while in a weight-bearing position. This stretch also helps to push the disc back to the neutral position. The second technique is sitting in a backward slouched position. If you spend plenty of time seated, this is one posture that you can adopt to rehydrate your spinal discs and increase your spine height. Sitting upright and in a forward slouched posture are frequently associated with increased spinal disc compression and spinal height loss. The backward slouched posture would allow recovery following postures that tend to shrink the spine. Because it is hypothesized that fluid outflow from the intervertebral discs is increased in postures involving extension and flexion, extension exercises in sitting appear to increase spinal height. When 34 participants with a mean age of 24 years without a history of low back pain were studied after a period of trunk loading, sitting in this position for 10 minutes with lumbar support, resulted to an increase in spinal height by 4.74 mm, while sitting in this position without lumbar support resulted to an increase in spinal height by 2.94 mm. Initially the subjects sat upright on the chair edge, then slouched backwards and accepted support from the backrest against the mid or upper thoracic region. Hence, assuming this posture for at least 10 minutes after a period of trunk loading significantly increases spinal height. Such postures can provide a valuable alternative to upright sitting and may be recommended for recovering spinal height in the working environment following periods of loading. Technique number 3 is lying in supine hyperextension position. To perform this technique, you may need a back stretcher or its alternative. Position the device or the stretcher at the natural curvature of the lumbar spine for at least 10 to 20 minutes. 20 minutes being the optimal time. When an experiment was conducted to assess the effects of a supine hyperextended posture as a means of restoring the intervertebral disc height after a period of loading the spine to allow rehydration of the disc, 10 healthy male subjects were tested. The subjects were made to sit for 5 minutes and all the subjects lost height during sitting, as it was expected, since when a person is sitting the lumbar lordosis tends to flatten, so the intradiscal pressure rises, resulting to fluid transport out of the intervertebral disc. A hyperextension intervention was achieved by the means of an inflatable cushion placed under the lumbar spine. The spine height gain after 10 minutes of a supine hyperextended posture differed significantly between individuals, but everybody gained height. Hyperextended posture showed increased lumbar curve and an increased anterior height of each disc compared with the dimensions of the disc with the spine in neutral posture. Extension reduces the load on the spine. It is believed that, during hyperextension, the facet joints act like a fulcrum, in such a way that they allow more fluid to return into the intervertebral disc, resulting in a height increase. During hyperextension, the facet joints support a certain amount of load that is normally applied to the intervertebral disc. Moreover, the hydration of the disc increases temporarily, and this results in an improvement of disc nutrition. The fourth exercise is the prone hyperextension. To perform this exercise, start by standing on a firm surface. Then lie down, placing both elbows under the shoulders and push the upper body up, leaning on the forearms. Keep the hips steady on the ground. If this exercise is painful, move your elbows farther away from the body to lower the top half of your body to a tolerable point. Alternatively, place a pillow under your chest to support your upper body. A conscious effort must be made to remove all tension from the low back, hip, and legs. Maintain this position for 5 to 10 seconds with controlled, deep breathing as you return to the floor. Repeat this exercise 10 to 15 times every session while going further and further into the range of motion with every repetition. When an experiment was conducted to assess the effects of hyperextension in the prone position on spine height changes after a period of sustained loading, 10 women and 11 men with an average age of 24 years were analyzed. Subjects held 10 minutes of hyperextension in the prone position. After 10 minutes of the prone hyperextension, there was a significant increase in spinal disc height of up to 3.11 mm. Finally, ensure that you stay hydrated throughout the day to keep your spinal discs healthy and decompressed. The intervertebral disc has an excellent swelling capacity to absorb water, which is thought to be largely due to the high proteoglycan composition. Every time we move, or sit, the pressure is exerted on the spine. That means the gel-like discs are compressed numerous times throughout every single day. This compression causes the water at the center of the discs to slowly leak out. Drinking water throughout the day is recommended and helps to rehydrate the discs. Without adequate available water in the body, this step does not occur as it should. Over time, chronic dehydration can play a major role in the drying out or degeneration of spinal discs. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, comment, share and hit the subscribe button to watch more videos like this.